Long days or long nights, both can mess with your mood. In this episode, we look at how solstice shifts can sneak into recovery and trigger relapse. So what's happening at each solstice? Now, in the northern hemisphere, the summer solstice occurs around about the 21st of June. This brings extended sunlight, which for some means increased energy, but for others may trigger irritability, disrupted sleep, or restlessness. And in the southern hemisphere, the same thing happens at the 21st of June, but it's the winter solstice. And this brings the shortest day and the longest night, which again often triggers decreased mood, low energy, and changes in appetite and sleep. So it's not just a calendar event, it can impact brain chemistry. Sunlight regulates serotonin and melatonin. Less daylight can reduce serotonin, the feel-good neurotransmitter, while increasing melatonin, leading to lethargy. More daylight can sometimes overstimulate or disrupt sleep patterns. And then we need to think about circadian rhythm shift. This rhythm, the circadian rhythm, depends on light cues. Extended summer light may push bedtime later, while deep winter darkness can drag it earlier but leave the quality of sleep poor. These shifts can mimic or worsen mood disorders, and during recovery, even minor mood disturbances can threaten hard-earned sobriety. Now, we need to define seasonal affective disorder, otherwise known as SAD. So SAD is a specific pattern of depressive symptoms tied to a seasonal light change. And it can demonstrate persistent low mood, fatigue and slowed thinking, appetite changes, often with carbohydrate cravings and weight gain in winter or loss of appetite in summer, social withdrawal, loss of interest in hobbies, otherwise known as anhedonia, and in severe cases, suicidal thoughts. This isn't just the winter blues, it's a diagnosable mood disorder that can start as early as autumn, peak around the winter solstice, and ease in spring. And the summer variant can challenge sleep and mood in hot regions. So why does SAD matter in recovery? Well, recovery routines rely on self-care, therapy, support groups, exercise, nutrition, and stable sleep. And mood disruptions threaten that foundation. So we can have a loss of motivation, which makes attendance at meetings or therapy less likely. Isolation is common when mood dips, and this is a risk factor for relapse. Seeking relief through substances is a habit deeply wired in addiction, and SAD may push these old patterns, these old maladaptive coping strategies back into focus. We can experience impaired decision-making when depression increases risk-taking. Recovery can feel most fragile when mood is low and self-doubt creeps in. By paying attention to solstice-induced mood shifts, individuals can take preemptive steps. So what are the warning signs and how do we detect early the potential for SAD? So during solstice transitions, we need to watch out for prolonged low mood or irritability, sleep changes, including oversleeping in winter or insomnia in summer, appetite or weight shifts, loss of interest in hobbies or social interests, increased anxiety or restlessness, thoughts of self-harm, or hopelessness. Let's talk about what helps, wherever the solstice is hitting, north or south. So firstly, light strategy. So in the winter solstice, we can use a 10,000 lux light box for 20 to 30 minutes daily, ideally in the morning. People have said that it's like sitting near a really bright window first thing in the morning, even if it's cloudy outside. This helps wake up your brain, lift up your mood, and get your sleep cycle back on track. During the summer solstice, we can maintain blackout curtains and we can be careful for sleep hygiene and minimize screen use, especially late at night. Then we need to think about a structured daily routine. We need to stick to consistent wake up and sleep times. Even when daylight hours shift significantly, a steady routine grounds your circadian rhythm. We can stay active. In the winter solstice, we can focus on indoor exercise, yoga, or group activities. And in the summer solstice, we can use early mornings or evenings for outdoor walks to avoid the heat. Exercise enhances mood-regulating neurotransmitters and lowers stress. Then we move on to nutrition. In the cold months, prioritize complex carbohydrates, proteins, and omega-3 fats to support mood. And in the hot months, it's really important to stay hydrated, eat balanced meals, avoid sugar and excessive alcohol. Social supports. So we need to maintain regular contact. We need to check in with our loved ones. We need to keep engaging with support groups and attend meetings in person or online, virtually. And it's very useful to have a buddy system in recovery. So all this means that we do need to consider the need for professional support. So that might include medication adjustments, therapy modifications, or recommendations for light therapy that can be used during critical periods. So it's important to reach out early to your mental health provider if your mood dips. From winter solstice reflections down under to summer solstice shifts up north, your awareness and care can prevent relapse and keep you moving forward. That's all for today, folks. I'm Dr. Ferghal Armstrong, and this has been Cracking Addiction.